back, soldier. All right. We in here.
Aaron, you had glasses on?
No.
Why you read right there?
Oh, I don't know.
He probably got on Key to nerves and she decked his ass. Like I be wanting to. Right in the middle.
Well, don't say we. I don't want to hit him. That's you. Would y'all be bickering?
Yeah.
Because he always starting shit.
A nigga Brandon made 1 foot joke.
You was just gonna put it on Brandon like your ass wasn't sitting here with jokes for days when I was in here incapacitated, you bastard.
What happened?
I had a Achilles surgery, so I had a boot on for like 8 weeks. And these niggas had a whole if you go back a couple episodes, the whole first half of the episode, these niggas got jokes for days. I said, y'all realize I cooked for y'all, right?
He had to cut a whole 30, 40 minutes.
He did. And I'm just cracking jokes. I said, I'm gonna poison all y'all asses. Watch.
We titled what the episode was The Loose Boot of Loneliness.
No.
Yes, they did. And I told them, I said, when we come back next episode, it's going to be me chasing Trey hosting this fucking show.
No, but however, it was, but we talked about loneliness, and that was a that was a great episode.
Topic. Yeah, that was a really good topic.
Yeah, we talked about how Shauna was going to get up on the good foot.
I don't know if I ever suffer with loneliness, with being single, being by myself all the time. I never ever feel lonely.
Really?
Yeah. I enjoy my own company.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
I really, really do. I mean, it took a minute to get to that point.
Yeah.
But I enjoy my own company. When if I say, hey, Shauna, what you doing? You want to go to the movie? Oh, girl, okay, talk to you later. I'm going by myself.
I've done that. I've gone to the movies by myself. I go sit at the bar by myself.
Eat by myself.
I can't do the bar
I did. I went to the movies one day. I went to go. What did I go see?
Right, boy, you better go to that bar.
I forgot what that movie was. I went to the movies.
Rico,
it wasn't nothing but me and like 4 other senior ladies in there. I walked in like, how y'all doing? All right. I had my little snack pack and my popcorn. Had my flask in my purse, and I sat there and watched the damn movie and was pouring tequila in my soda.
Go to the movies. I've done that several times.
Yeah, I went to the movies by myself, and I left there and I went and sat at the bar and had me a margarita or 5.
All right, so
5. So I've done that. I've gone to the movies by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to going out to eat by myself.
Yep,
of course, I go shopping by myself. Going to church by myself. Like I'm by myself. Sitting down, going to a restaurant, sat at the bar with a book.
Yep. I do it all the time.
Like, don't nobody talk to me, please.
Yep, I'll have my headphones in. Like, me too. I'll put my earbud on and be watching TikTok videos.
That's your homework for this year.
I do that all the time.
Homework.
That's your homework for this year. Go to the bar and go sit down. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
He's talking to you.
I'm talking to Lime Ricky. Go to the bar.
Oh, shit. You ain't called him that in years.
Go to the bar and have a nigga named Rico. I'm going to be like, what you drinking?
I don't like
Am I buying a
just a
drink
little
or is he
Jameson
buying me?
and
Buying you a drink. Boy,
Okay.
It could be a swap. You know what I mean? Like, we go Dutch. You buy mine, I buy yours.
Some might be swapped that day.
Well, hey, I mean, you know, it happens like that sometimes. We ain't got to exchange names either. You go on.
I need to at least know your name. You know, if I need to file a case on you or something.
Not file a
Well, there
case.
you go. But yeah, get on out and find you a place. I'll sit in a booth by myself.
We need him and the birth date to send to Inspector Gadget.
Oh, yeah.
Magnum
Give him the key. He'll come back with that.
He can come back and be like,
Magnum
she going to
key,
have
I'll
nigga
tell you
blood
everything
type
he
and
did.
everything. Key don't play. We want to find some shit out. We going to send it to her. She going to find out.
She'll tell you what he had for lunch in the 3rd grade, bro.
Like that nigga allergic to peanuts.
He loves tater tots.
He can't eat pineapple.
He don't eat he don't eat oatmeal no more because his mother fed it to him every morning. He can't stand oatmeal.
That's my mother and my aunts and uncles. They hate oatmeal. Every time I mention oatmeal, because my aunt was like, my blood pressure. I said, well, Aunt Trish should try oatmeal. She said, I said, is it that serious? We ate that shit every day for 20 years.
That's how I feel about Jello.
Yeah.
You don't like Jello?
Hell no. I was about to say it was
My mother.
They said it was either cake or Jello.
My mother.
Cake or Jello?
Felt
cake and Jello.
My mother felt like as children, we had to have a dessert after dinner every night. Like we had to have a dessert.
Okay.
My grandmother was like that.
She would make Jello. She would make other things too, rice pudding. We would have cake. We would have ice cream or whatever. But Jello, and then she would get fancy with the goddamn Jello. Like she would tilt it to the side. Yeah. No, ma'am. Yes, yes. And now she makes it just to be funny. Be like, oh, I got some Jello. You know, I'm not going to eat that. I will not.
The only time I want Jello is if it's Jello shots. That's it.
No, she sure enough said, I made Mark and Robyn, I made Mark and Robyn their favorite dessert.
That ain't my favorite at all. I can't stand it. And she know it now, too, that I will not eat Jell-O, and I do not really like spaghetti. I'll make it because it stretches, or, it was one of them stretch meals, but I don't want spaghetti.
I got to be in the mood for it in the spring.
Yeah.
Because we had it so damn much growing up as kids.
Yeah, because it's a stretch meal. Yeah. It's going to last a couple of days. You won't go to bed hungry.
And if they don't eat it, I put it in the freezer now.
Mine, this got a smell too. Well, eat the shit in there.
Shay be like, Mom, what we having for dinner? I'm about to throw that spaghetti out in the freezer, and that's what you get on my face.
How much more gumbo you got left?
Like, for not making us eat the, like, we say, got to smell or something like that. Throw it out.
Throw it out, yeah. No, yeah, I'm the queen of the throwaway. We're not going to eat that.
I'm over say, did y'all get sick? I knew what I was doing. Y'all still standing. Stomach might be jacked up.
How she got cool with the spaghetti. She had to do the noodles, and then she had the meat, and she had the noodles in one pot, then the meat in another pot.
Sauce,
For me, it's like, I will eat noodles. It don't, like, give me some salt, some butter. Like, I don't care. Like,
Aaron eats everything in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
He don't give a damn what it is. It could be French fries and a sub, and it's in a bowl. He likes it in a bowl.
I haven't had a good Italian sub in a while. I should try to get one next week.
Italian cold cut.
Yeah.
Ew. You
don't like that?
No.
You don't like Italian cold cut?
I don't like salami, bro. Like,
oh, you don't like salami
removed, so you don't like pepperoni either?
It's gotta be on pizza.
Okay.
It's gotta be on pizza, but
what?
Like the pepperoni.
Salami.
Yeah.
No, hell no. I would not do
salami with the ham and the turkey and the
nigga, I'm straight when it comes when cold cuts. I'm straight ham,
hots and
turkey,
provolone cheese.
Stop it. No.
Whoa. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about my sandwich today. But with that being said, welcome to this week's episode of Wine and Audacity, the podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Sicard, and I'm joined by two of my favorite people in the world. Yes, I'm still sticking by my resolution to change the intro back.
Okay, because we was niggas a couple weeks ago.
Y'all was niggas for 4 whole months. How y'all feeling this week?
I'm good.
I might.
You good?
I'm cool and I'm chilling. I'm straight.
Okay, Kim. So,
Bienvenido. Vino.
I hate y'all real bad.
Sábado gigante.
Vino y audacia.
I gotta get new friends.
So, I know y'all heard a fourth voice. We have a very, very, very special guest here in the room today. Say hello to Robyn. Aaron's mother is joining us.
Hello. Hi, y'all.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So the man,
how you feeling?
So the man, Shauna, you can't talk shit today.
She been talking shit since I've been here. When did it stop? Like, what are you talking about? I've been here for how long? I've been here since about 12:15.
You thought you had an ally?
Almost.
You thought you had an ally?
Almost.
Like your mama ain't known me all my life. Like she ain't known me since I was in training, bro.
Well, she did threaten you that one time when you called the house off crazy.
What had the one?
Yeah, you did. She told us that story.
Story time.
Yeah, tell the story.
So see, that's the part I don't want.
Well, it was funny, yo. So I called her on phone one day.
How long ago was this?
We were in like middle school.
High school.
Nah, middle school.
Middle school. It was like 8th grade, and I called her on phone, and I thought some chick answered this phone. So I'm like, "Who is this?" And Mom was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "This is Aaron's sister." And she was like, "This is Aaron's mother. Aaron don't have no sisters." I said, "Oh shit, how am I?" I want no problem.
Oh, I don't remember.
No,
It's probably that selective memory. I don't remember. I'm sorry, Shauna.
No, that was back. No, but that was back when
I started it. It was my fault.
No, that was back when we had we had our own.
No, we was in high school because Brandon was driving. We was in high school.
Did I have a van? I was driving over his van.
Brandon was driving because we went and picked Aaron up later that day. I got the call. I was like, "Hey, Mom, hey, girl, listen." I didn't know.
Oh, that damn van.
I thought, Aaron ain't had the best taste in women until keto. So, yeah.
Thank you for wonderful graces.
So, praise God.
I'm going to sip my ice.
He got it right, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus.
It took us a minute to get here.
Praise God.
Won't he do it?
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Willie won't. Willie won't.
It's the truth, friend. You say his ass ain't said nothing.
I'm in shock. Like, God damn.
You finally got it right. Praise God.
Bless him. And she's a Pisces.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you needed all along.
A Pisces.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get on with yourself. That's like you sure.
Look, now you got 3 of them. Your mama, your best friend, and your wife.
Yeah. Yep.
You're surrounded by water. A whole bunch of water.
Make me sweat.
And then your other best friend is a cancer. See? All that water.
Oh.
Yeah.
You look a little traumatized.
A lot of estrogen, bro. A lot of emotions.
You need it.
Probably.
We had to knock some sense to your ass one way or another.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get into this topic. Hold on, let me pull my notes up. You anything to add before we move on here?
Don't act brand new name, nigga.
Titties.
Oh, God.
He's so damn stupid.
And you want to talk about Shauna.
No. Check it out. No,
You gotta do it right.
No, he
Tay ties.
Oh,
Tetas.
chichis. Matter of fact.
What I appreciate the most, though, is everybody is unafraid to be themselves around me.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not a, you don't have to pretend to be something that you're not. You are 100% yourself all the time without any guilt.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how you around some people and it's like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. No, you say what you got to say and be yourself all the time.
Because you love us regardless.
I appreciate that so much because I'm not perfect. I'm a mess as well. And, I gotta be myself all the time.
Of course, because if Keys Mother was here, we wouldn't be cussing. Because I ain't trying to get hit.
She would beat us.
Yeah.
She hit heavy.
Oh, you hit.
I love Connie. She was so nice to me at work. We met at work.
She hit like grandma.
Oh, no.
And I only got popped by grandma once, and I ain't never got
I
popped by her
probably
again.
hit too, but I just, my fighting.
I'm like, I ain't
fighting
even
days
setting
are
up.
It's over.
Yeah, with children. I don't need.
I'm talking to her.
I don't fight on kids no more. So at all.
Me on the other hand,
Oh Lord, see you got a 16.
I got a teenager. I eject kids the fuck up.
Oh yeah, no,
Who you talk to? Oh, okay.
I don't even
Bye.
have to do it.
Bye.
When other kids be acting up, I be like,
y'all get soft when y'all
Shauna.
become grandparents.
yeah, because I don't have to do it no more. Like
It's
the
true.
mother and father get. I
Right.
would tell Sean, you heard what Trey said? Because no, I don't have to.
He's not here today, but he's infamous for sneaking downstairs and being in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Trey.
He be sitting on the
Hey, what's
steps
up?
laughing. The later on be like, so mom, we need to
gotta have a
discuss what y'all
recap.
were talking about.
Oh wow.
What is such and such? I'm like, who said that? Mom, you said that. I said, you was hearing shit. I ain't saying
You shouldn't have been listening. You shouldn't have been listening. You didn't have your adult ears on, because if you had your adult ears on, you would have understood it. You didn't. That means you're a child.
I'm like, because mom, y'all were talking about,
Hey, yo.
Guess what? If you were able to understand it, you wouldn't even have to do that gesture. Okay, you could really talk about it, but
And if you had questions, you could ask.
Yep.
You know?
He's in there. He been asking me questions lately, and
oh Lord.
I'm like, come back in a few minutes.
What kind of questions have you been asking?
So yeah,
Yo,
that
Brandon.
Well, we could.
talk.
He trying now, yo.
He's smarter than
he
I
trying
gave
to
him
prep that
credit
bunk
for.
bed, bro.
Yeah.
He trying to prep that bunk bed, yo. I'm telling you.
That's
He is smarter than I gave him, but he's very intelligent for us. Like he knows the birds and the bees. He know that shit.
So
He know
that's
about
what I'm
safe
saying.
sex. He know about all that stuff.
So when
'Cause he surprised me one day.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say about that is remember yourself at that age and what you knew and what you didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So as parents, we forget that we were that age, right? And start trying to tell our kids how to behave, mostly from experience. But remember, your hormones was jumping when you was 16.
Baby jumping like Simone Biles.
Okay, so popping like pop rocks, you know.
I ain't gonna lie.
So I'm saying, so it's like you gotta think about what you needed at that time at 16 from a grown
I'm trying to
up.
give him the advice I felt like I didn't get.
So
Because my
yeah,
father gave me horrible. God rest his soul. He gave me horrible advice, and my mother ain't do nothing but cry, so I could talk to her about the shit.
yeah.
I can't wait for her. Look for my episode with her, because woo jam.
We're gonna use the same questions.
I'ma
with your
remind
mother,
her some
so
things.
Get the different perspective.
Like my, you remember?
Yo. He prepping that bunk bed.
You go to hell. Here.
I told you he can sneak them in.
Wait a
Let me
minute.
put my rest of my cameras up, because
You might need to just hide them. Don't tell us where they at, because Trey gonna come in, be at the door like, "Hey, mom, so what you doing?"
and because I know that I'm like, whoever the little bitch is that's snuck in behind you, tell her to take her ass home. Bye. And get your fat ass away from my house.
I mean, or he can go to her house, so you wouldn't know.
That's true.
Yeah,
as long as he don't bring me to I'm too young to be a grandma. Call me in about 20 years.
Just make sure he has all the right information. And
he knows. He brought the stuff up to me about safe sex and all that stuff like that. I'm like, thank God you know that.
Yeah, my mother.
I said, don't you never let a girl tell you she on birth control. Put the condom on.
Yeah, and bring your own.
Yes.
Have your own.
I told him that too. He was like, people do that, Mom. I said, yeah,
nigga.
Yeah.
I said, people be desperate. I know. We grew up with somebody who did some shit like that.
Yeah.
And thought it was funny. Until that nigga was like, oh, you got a baby, bitch. I ain't got no.
Take care of your children.
I'm like, that backfired, didn't it, sis?
He said we. I'm like, we speak French.
Yeah, I didn't.
We ain't having shit.
We sort of broke the cycle. My mother was a mother. My grandmother was a mother at 15. My mother was a mother at 15. I was a mother at 17. My child didn't have a baby until, he didn't have it, but he didn't get a child until he was in his 20s. So,
and that's what it was with my mom too. Yeah, my grandmother was 16. My mother was 16, about to turn 17. I had Trey at 21. So, same thing. So, I'm hoping he grant me a little grace.
He will.
Grant me some grace.
Get you a nice little cosplay.
Because I ain't babysitting.
Well, I know. I think the thing is we want to tell our children, don't get pregnant, don't have a baby, but talk about how not to. You know what I mean? Like, spending a whole lot of time with a person of the opposite sex.
You just need to hear some tail.
Creates them feelings. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I'm not listening to you too, but talking about, just talking about that, like you spend a whole lot of time with a person of the opposite sex or what have you, or whomever you have your eyes on, things happen. And then you get curious. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I wonder what this did.
How does that feel? I wonder what that feels
this
like.
Is nice. The lady as my son calls it, the orange and black app. And he was like, Mom, I was unaware that, women had that many holes. And I was like, well, how many holes did you see, Trey?
Well, wait a minute.
How many holes?
He was probably like,
I was be fucking funny, is what I was. I said, well, how many holes was it, Trey? He was like, well, it was the hole, in the front where they, and then it's the butthole, and it was, back there too. And he said, then it's the hole they pee out of. I don't think you can do nothing with that.
I don't think so.
You can't do nothing with that.
If you can, it's a problem.
Right.
After the bro, like, what the fuck?
I was like,
and if anybody can fit in there,
nah.
Sorry.
So let's move on to these.
Okay.
Hey, yo. I'm just saying, he might, Brandon brought up a good point. He might bring home a furry.
Dressed up like squirrels.
Christ. Not dressed like fucking SpongeBob.
I would say one thing though. Remember when we were kids? I don't know if you ever caught Aaron, Gerard, or Brandon doing this, but we used to watch Real Sex growing up and would come to school at the lunch table and talk about, did you see the episode with the strippers? Or with the lady on top of the machine? And
the ladies at the
point. We
point.
didn't have HBO in that
one.
But that was a good documentary though. Have you ever seen that one?
What?
So it was America Undercover on HBO. They did a special called Hookers at the Point where they...
Followed all the different prostitutes and stuff around and
learn their life stories and how they had to fight. It was. It was.
I've never seen
and like 90% of them ended up being hookers because they were sexually abused growing up and stuff. Like, it was at the time we didn't appreciate it. Now as we older, we like, oh God, like that's why I hate to hear people call people fat, like say kids are fast. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, if a kid is very hypersexual, something has happened to their child. They've seen something.
Yeah, and it's confusing. They don't know what to do with that energy.
Yeah. They just doing what their body telling them to do because that's what somebody told them was okay. Yeah. So I hate that term, fast ass little girl or fast ass little boy.
Me too.
That bothers me.
I don't like it either.
It bothers me. It does.
Yeah. Anything to add, Aaron, before we move on?
Don't say it.
Nah. It's crazy. No, but it's crazy because you realize like majority of the information that you probably got, like if you don't talk to your parents, like majority of the information that you got. That's why I was saying, tell a nigga, don't listen to your friends.
Please don't listen to your dumb ass friends.
Don't let them niggas tell you like, if you busting her, all she gotta do is put some Pepsi up there and it's like she be alright. Like,
Pepsi?
Who said that?
Yeah, they said you put Pepsi, you put soda in the vagina, it'll kill the sperm.
Jesus H Christ.
No, hey.
Well, I know Coca-Cola kills a lot of things, so I don't know. Don't you go put no soda
that's what
up your girly because you're gonna have more than a baby to worry about.
Exactly.
Your whole ecosystem is gonna be a mess, and this shit can be
saying a bunch of dumb shit like. You jump up and down real fast.
You ain't even gonna have to jump up and down. It's gonna jump up and down. You put a soda up there, it's the problem.
Lord,
if that's what children learning,
don't listen to you.
Of course, this the Tide Pod babies. That's what they should. My God. Lord.
Okay, so
all right.
We've been talking about wanting to record this topic for a few months now. Mm-hmm. While our show is based on the perspective and lives of Black millennials, we wouldn't be here without our parents. Mm-hmm. As elder millennials, we've had the fortunate or misfortune, depending on your perspective, of being influenced by our baby boomer or Gen X parents. I thought it would be worthwhile to have our parents/parental figures on the show to discuss their experiences of raising Black millennials and what life looks like after this huge task. In my research, I found an article on Memento.co entitled 20 Questions to Ask Your Parents or Grandparents. The article reads, "It's easy to see a parent as a one-dimensional figure limited to the role of mom or dad, forgetting that they had an entire life before you. We get caught up in the day-to-day noise of life, the transactional updates and small talk, or the habitual avoidance of controversial topics. If you are looking to get to know your parent in a new light, strengthen or reset your relationship, or maybe just connect your children to their grandparents, having some questions to start from can be invaluable. The 20 questions below will open the door to new discoveries and a deeper understanding of your parents or grandparents." So I added this caveat. We won't go through all 20 questions because if we do, we'll be here for the next 5 hours. But I pulled a few and have come up with some of my own to ensure that we have a conversation tailored to us and our experiences. So you're ready for these questions?
Yep,
I'm ready.
Okay, so yes, to honor these questions. These are questions for you.
Okay.
All right, so a few episodes ago, we talked about the first major news story we remember from our childhoods. Mine was Shauna said Rodney King.
No, mine was, I think, the Oklahoma City bombing
with Timothy McVeigh.
I think that was one of the first ones.
I remember the OJ chase with the white Bronco. And Aaron, what was yours again?
I said that Brandon was born on the
Amtrak.
Brandon was born on the train.
Right. So,
wow.
A light question to start. What is the first major news story you remember from your childhood?
Oh, wow. I don't remember any news stories, actually. From my childhood.
Or just in general, what's the first major news story you remember?
So we used to have this thing called Afro Clean Block.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big, big thing. Like the newspaper would come out and the media would come out and they would shut down the block, block it off. And it would be a party on the block. Mm-hmm. So that is the biggest thing that I remember about my childhood. I don't remember a whole bunch of, I don't even think I watched the news because I was outside. Yeah. I spent a lot of time outside as a kid. I didn't do...
Where are you that you grew up in, Mom?
Down at the bottom of Edmondson Avenue, like Edmondson and Schroeder. So it's like the 1000 block of Edmondson Avenue, all the way down there.
Gotcha.
And we spent a lot of time outside. We didn't do TV. I went in to watch TV after dinner, so I wasn't watching the news or things like that. I could care less about the news.
That's something these kids don't understand these days. We stayed outside.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. I think we might have been the last of the outside generation.
I don't recall. I don't recall much about much about the news. So that would be it. I don't even remember. I vaguely remember television personalities.
Really?
Like, wow. I just remember like Jerry Turner. I think that I was in high school or middle school when Jerry Turner was alive, but I didn't watch the news much. I didn't pay attention to it, I'm going to say. Right. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So another question, I think you'll definitely be able to answer this one.
Okay.
What's a song that you most associate with your teenage years?
Anything Prince.
I was absolutely a Prince fan. So Purple Rain was one of my favorite Prince albums. Okay. And Sign of the Times. That was one of my favorite Prince albums. So I would have to say Prince. Thank you, Aaron, for that. Because I was going to say, I don't remember. Because to be honest, like life be life. And so I don't hold on to a whole bunch of shit. Like I I don't have a whole bunch of memories. I probably suppressed a whole bunch of shit about my childhood, but fun things I do remember. That music, I certainly do remember. High school was a shitty time for me. I hated school.
Did you get a chance to see Prince live?
Never. No, only on television, but never. I did not have the opportunity to see.
That's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I would have got to see.
We talked about that because he came to Baltimore right after the whole Freddie Gray situation popped off, and he did his last show.
The piano.
Yeah. At the arena. And I was like, tickets are available. I want to go, but...
It went so fast.
Yeah.
It went so fast.
And then he was gone.
My homegirl made that... Tennille, she made it to this show and she came back to work. I was like, don't say nothing to me. I don't care because I wanted to be there.
Yeah. He was in Atlanta. He did the piano in Atlanta and I did not get a ticket.
I wish. That was one of the greatest.
Me too. So I still want to go to Minneapolis though.
Yeah, Paisley Park is real nice.
Yeah, so I would love to go there and visit, just touch things.
Yeah, I get it. We were saying it the other day how Prince is as androgynous as he was. Prince can still everybody bitch. Yeah. Everybody.
Man or woman.
Because if I was back there that day, I would have been like...
that little ass man.
And you know I don't do short men, but baby, I done made an exception for Prince.
Shauna.
If it's just something about him.
He would have looked at you and
I
was like,
sang to it.
I was like, how my panties get on the floor like this? There was just something about him. He had this... It's people, I believe in auras. He was one of those people that just had this... aura about him that just...
It was welcoming.
Yeah.
It seemed to be so welcoming.
As soon as he say, like, he had grown men melting, like, I never forget Red Grant talking about him. And he was like, I got back there and was like, how you doing, Brent? Like, it was so... Him and Finesse Mitchell.
Yeah.
Finesse Mitchell said he fainted at the show.
Oh, my God.
I was like, that would have been me. That would have been me.
Nigga say he stopped everything.
He said he just stood there and stared at us and we was like, ah!
He was like, how did you get down here?
Oh, God.
That shit is funny to this day. That was like 2 years ago when he put that special out. Oh my God.
Prince.
Oh, the more you turn it, the gayer you turn it. He's like, I'm sitting there like, Prince. Oh my goodness.
Remember the Dave Chappelle episode?
Oh shit. Shirts versus blouses. Yeah.
Yes.
He said then he made his pancakes.
But he could play basketball for real.
Ain't nobody tell a story like Charlie Murphy God rest his soul. Oh man.
Yeah. Shoot the J.
Oh my God.
darling picky.
Game blouses.
He did the dunk and then he let go and was just floating there like...
I said that's the aura I imagine.
That is.
And certain people I felt like had that aura. Michael Jackson was another one. I probably would have did how them people doing at the show just passing out and shit.
Yeah.
But we don't see that with a lot of artists. I think Beyonce may be the closest one. But he could just stand there like this. People are just falling out. They get
Baby, they played a note at Beyonce. I went to my first Beyonce show last year.
Did you?
My very first. I've never been to a Beyonce show. And I went, it was my cousin's birthday. So I was like, all right, I'll go with you. I called Brandon. I was like, "This is fucking amazing." Like, I was like, "She's an amazing entertainer." You can say what you want to say about her, but she was worth every damn dollar I spent. Because when my cousin told me how much some tickets was, I was like, "Listen here, bitch."
But it is to be in that room. Oh my gosh,
it was worth it.
I've only seen her once too.
We literally walked in as soon as she came out on stage. We literally was walking up the steps, and she just. I don't know. It's just I don't know if it was just the fucking light behind her or what. It was just angelic, and she hit that first note, and I was like, "Oh Jesus, okay, I love you too, Beyonce."
You get it? I'm 5 shows in.
I get it.
I've seen her like 5 times,
and I would go see her again because I always feel like I'm not going.
No, she is a wonderful entertainer.
She's an amazing entertainer.
Like Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is not a singer.
That's somebody else who I've never seen.
But I've seen Janet Jackson live.
I've seen it twice. That's what earlier last year.
She moves from beginning to end.
That's what they say.
Like, oh my God.
And I just watched the clips online and I was like, damn, I should have. Like when Brandon went, I waited to the last minute so I didn't get to go when he went to the last show. And just watching the clips online, I was like,
she still moved like it's 18 years old.
It's almost 60 years old and she moving like this. It's just amazing.
She backstage stretching for so she walk out on stage like, all right, I'm good.
The only other person who I know still move like her on stage is at their age is fucking Morris Day.
Okay.
Does he still dance like that?
Yes.
He was still doing that fucking baby. When I tell you, he got some kind of award on the Soul Train Awards a couple years ago, and that fucking bird came on. I was in my fucking room like, okay. Trey came in the room like, "Mom, what are you doing?" I said, "You don't know nothing about this. You don't know nothing about this." He was still doing that goddamn slide and all that. I said, "Okay, Morris." I said, Moore's almost 70, ain't he? Is he 70?
He's not 70.
And he still was doing this. Like, he did that crisscross and spun around him and Jerome. I said, okay. All right.
I would have loved to see them in their heyday.
I think...
love to.
Going back and just watching Purple Rain, you see them in there.
One of my favorites.
Heyday, you know, so like...
One of the best.
Baby, listen.
Actually, one in the top list, like, Christmas gifts I done got. The Purple Rain DVD, the twin got me.
Oh yeah, I remember she got you that thing. I was about to cry. It was so funny. I was like, "You gonna cry with your punk ass, ain't you?" She's like, "Shut up, yo." He always pick out the best gifts.
While you bullshitting though, my mother was trying to find me the Moonwalker, like original cassette
one.
Shorty, like.
Oh, that's a collector's item.
eBay or somewhere because the video is amazing. The whole
Michael Jackson
thing.
was doing shit that niggas wasn't
grew up
doing.
in like the ultimate era of music. Like we always sit there and talk about we should have been born when our parents was born because y'all grew up like we got good music now, but not
the music that y'all
not that music y'all grew up on.
Yeah, and Aaron, oh gosh, he got such an old soul with music. Like he likes.
I think we all like that because my aunt used to. She was laughing at me recently when we were together, and she was like, I said, you remember you used to be in there looking for your Ozzy Brothers CDs and stuff, and we're like, Shauna, where's my CD? I'm like, girl, listen, my CD player in the room. Here you go, my bad, because. When she would have us cleaning up on Sundays and stuff like that, that's what we would listen to. Oh, Lord, my dog got the zoomies, y'all. She got the zoomies.
Well, at least she not humping the dog right next to her.
She's about to go in there in a minute. She got the zoomies.
My mother had a record player in our living room when I was a kid. Imagine like second, third grade. And she had albums like Ashford and Simpson, Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Melba Moore, everybody. And I would sit in the living room and play her album. She worked 3 to 11, so she would sleep most of the day. And I would sit in the floor and things that I'd seen her do and play them albums. Like Ashford and Simpson was my favorite. Oh my gosh.
And then we're silent.
Hey. I would sit and listen to those records for hours and hours. And I think about that now, like what kid at 6 or 7 years old, we didn't have CDs then, but what kid at 6 or 7 years old is sitting listening to albums? It was me.
The thing, the kids, they don't have it now because their kids are listening to Apple Music and YouTube and Spotify. I have a record collection. I'm thinking I'm at almost 400 records.
Wow.
But
I wonder what happened to my mother's albums. Oh my goodness.
I found my aunt in the closet. Although got a lot of them still at the house and they are in her closet. I said, Auntie, you don't understand how much money you probably got in that closet right now. And I was like, when you write your will, just put them in there to me, sis. I'll take them. Yeah. Because she has... So they just stacked up in the top of her closet in her house.
Okay, so before we get back into the questions, let's take our first commercial break and we will be right back. And we back. All right, let's get back to these questions. Okay, so this is a bit of an interesting question. Okay. How did your relationship with your parents change as you got older? Or how has it changed?
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so we can start with my father.
Okay.
My biological father. Absent for most of my life. And tried to show up a little later, you know, and be present for my kids. But when he started the I'm coming and didn't show up, I shut that down. So he didn't come around. And I had a bit of resentment towards him for years and years and years. And angry resentment, like hateful resentment, right? And then when I had grandchildren, he was dying. And I didn't have the second grandchild yet. I only had the first one. And my father called me. He reached out to me and wanted to see me. And he wanted to meet Tristan. And he wanted to spend time with my children, you know, because he knew that he was getting ready to die, right? And for me, I was pissed beyond festivity. Like, how dare you?
I told y'all festivity was a word.
It is. How dare you call me at this time to try to be a part of my children's lives when you missed out on my life? Like, let's fix this between me and you first. I don't want to. And the things that he said to me, like, I'm your father and, you know, I'm still your father and things like that. And then saying, you know, well, I had things to do and whatever. He made up a whole bunch of excuses that were very, very hurtful.
Were you his only child?
No. Okay. I was the only girl.
Okay.
So,
I know that feeling.
So when at the end of that conversation, we were out of town. We were in California and working. And I hung the phone up with him and I ran to my cousin's room and I banged on the door and she opened the door and I just fell out crying like, why didn't he just love me? Like, why doesn't he love me? Why don't my father love me? And she was like, girl, this don't have anything to do with you.
Yep.
You know, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah. It is all on him, you know? So fast forward, he got, he was terminally ill. So the cancer had spread throughout his body and eventually went to his brain. And my mother called, his sister reached out to me. They were reaching out to me, asking me to come and see my father. And I still didn't go. And he passed away. And they called and told me what the funeral arrangements were. And we were working in Atlanta, living in California, but working in Atlanta. And I had gotten a plane ticket, got up, got dressed and everything. They were filming Bessie at the time.
Okay.
And
that was a good movie.
Yeah. So I had gotten dressed and everything and had my plane ticket. The production company had rented a car for me, so I had a car so I could drive myself to the airport. And I was like, you know what? I ain't going.
Wow, like, really?
Do you regret that, Mom?
I most certainly do. Because, and I regret, what I regret most is not giving my father the opportunity to make peace before he passed away.
Okay.
I wish that I had, and to be honest, I didn't actually make peace with it until I went to his gravesite by myself. I sat on the grass and, oh my God, talked to him and really felt like he was there and he gave me that release that I needed. But I regret it 100%. I regret not being outside of myself enough and outside of my own anger enough to be able to give him that peace before he died.
So what stopped you from going to the funeral? Like, you got the car, everything was set up. And
Brandon, you know what? Mad as shit. I was like, fuck this. Why am I going to go to his funeral? He wasn't even a part of my life. Like, these are the things that I was having. Like, why am I going to pretend I'm going to go to this funeral and all these people going to be hugging up on me like the fuck I've been there? I'm sorry to cuss a lot, but like I've been there, like I've been there all this time. I wasn't even there for him, and he wasn't there for me, and he don't know my children. Like, I felt like they didn't deserve that. You know what I mean? And then my mother had a special relationship with my father. And it was hurtful to me that, how dare you still talk to this nigga when he wasn't present? But my mother met my father when she was 9. And he was 11. Oh, wow. So their relationship all my life had nothing to do with me, really. It just happened to be they got married and, you know, had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So her bond with my father was bigger than me. Yeah. And I could not see past any of that at that time. So now, you know, looking back, I wasn't there for my mother because my mother was hurt too. You know what I mean? I wasn't there for my mother. I was being very selfish, but I gave myself space to feel what I was feeling, you know, and I'm okay with it now. But being able to say, you got to give yourself space to feel what you feel. I can't go back. I can't make things different. I can't change anything about what happened between me and my father. But I'm going to tell you one motherfucking thing. He has shown up in my mother's house. I got videos of Christmas. Like, this little thing was running through my mother's china closet. Like, yeah, I mean, like, and remember when we were in Georgia and I would come out the room and y'all would be downstairs and I would say, was y'all upstairs? Was somebody upstairs? Because I heard somebody sneeze outside my door. I heard him, my father used to call me Shorty Sam. I could hear him saying my name. One time I was talking to a guy. My father wanted to name me Samantha. A guy was talking to me. He was like, your name probably should have been Samantha Lee. I'm like, Mr. Jimmy, You better stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
I've had them experiences since my father died. So I understand.
Like he shows up in a way to say, I'm still here with you. And I appreciate that so much. And it's hard to explain to people who don't understand that.
That loss.
And listen, so my grandbaby, we kept looking at the newest grandbaby, trying to figure out who in the heck he looked like. So I said, you know what? He looked like my father. And I said, Barbara, give me a sign. Are you my daddy? Put your hand up. And that little hand was like,
oh my goodness.
I said, okay. So I introduced him to my Aunt Marilyn. And Marilyn was like, oh, he looked like Jimmy. And she picked him up. And he was crying. She was like, okay, Jimmy, don't worry about it. Did he stop crying? He was patting her back. Ooh. At this time, Bryson was probably like 2 or 3 months. But he was patting her back.
I believe in stuff like that because when I was pregnant with Trey, I lost my grandmother and my uncle a day apart.
Wow.
Mother and son. My uncle went one day, my grandmother went the next day. And when Trey was born, he has characteristics. And then his father's grandmother also passed maybe a few weeks after. So when Trey was born, Trey would be laying in his crib and he'd just be giggling and sniggling and hee and ha-ha. And I would go in the room and try to talk to him and he wouldn't pay me no attention. He would just keep looking up. And I was like, that gotta be my grandmother or my Uncle Earl. So as Trey got older, he tall and skinny like my Uncle Earl. My Uncle Earl he ate everything in the house, ain't gained no weight. That's Trey.
Lucky.
Right, that's what I say, skinny ass boy.
Nah, watch the nigga gonna blow up like Mike, bro.
I hope not, because I can't feed him.
Anyway.
But, and then he has my grandmother, the version of my grandmother I got, because all of my cousins are older. My mother has the youngest children out of all of her siblings. And my uncle that died, his daughter is like right between us. His youngest daughter is right between us. But the version of my grandmother I got, my grandmother was sweet. She used to give us money to go. My family from Cherry Hill, my mother's side of the family. So if you from Cherry Hill, you listening to this, you know they had the little buses everywhere, the little snack buses and shit. And she would give us money and tell us go get a Pepsi. And I'm like, well, Grandma, can I keep the change? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. My cousins and them was like, shit. When we was younger, we better have bought back exactly how much fucking change. She knew how much that Pepsi cost. I was like, well, that ain't my fault. She ain't like y'all. She like me.
Now, back to the question though. My relationship with my mother.
Yes.
It was a typical mother-daughter situation.
You her only girl too, Ma?
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, I mean, you know, she has stepdaughters now, but growing up, my mother gave to me what she was given, which was nothing. You know, she knew to take care of me.
Child, I need some weed.
You know, but she knew to take care of me and to look after me. But there was not a whole lot of love there. Like, I didn't know if my mother loved me or not. You know, and I didn't know. But now that I am 50-something, I think that my mother and I actually became friends in my 40s, my late 40s.
That's how I feel about my
when
mom.
I was able to be honest with her and give her space to be honest back, because and to give her a safe space to be able to say exactly how she felt, which is why I say to my children all the time, and I would say to them often, I'm sorry if I was a mess, because I was a mess, and I'm sorry that I didn't do the best that I could for you because I didn't know any better, you know, and it's humbling, but it's honest, you know what I mean? And I think that being able to talk to my mother as a woman and see her as a woman and not just my mother is so much better. I mean, she's my mother when I need her to be, but she's my friend at this point. Like, I can talk to my mother about anything. She think I'm crazy because I was so shy and insecure. Like, I was very shy and insecure, even after having children, just very shy and insecure because I did not grow up in a household that allowed me to be me, that nurtured me as a person, as a human being.
That emotional
I didn't
component.
grow exactly.
Yeah.
It was completely
Same.
missing. So I did not grow up with that. So I was just insecure, not afraid, but shy, always in my shell. But now, either you love me or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't have a middle ground or anything like
within
that.
Yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. And it took a long time to get here. And that is a thing with my mother that we're still working on for her to have with herself. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like her mother, and me and my grandmother, it took me a long time because my grandmother, I was light skinned. So my grandmother didn't particularly care for light skin, you know? And when I say things like that to my grandmother now, she's like, I did not treat you like that. Girl, yes, you did. Yeah. But,
bullshit.
Yeah. So I had to forgive her and be there for her as much as I can.
A different era where
exactly, and so
they always thought, you like skin, you think you better, and stuff like that because of how they were treated because of their complexion.
Absolutely,
I had to learn that growing up too.
Yeah, so
I felt somewhere in between. So
I'm light, and I'm probably one of the 3 lightest people in my family. Okay. 4, me, Gerard, my aunt, and my uncle, my mother's baby brother. We're like,
but I remember y'all having that conversation. When I think it was like Bud.
Who, me and Mama?
No, you and Bud. That time was it Thanksgiving when they came down for the when they came down for the Quay.
Oh, the Quay with Omaleye. I don't know. I don't know. We've had it so many times now.
I mean, for me, it's like just watching her like apologize because, you know, she was saying she did what she felt like, you know, she had to do. She had to take, I mean, you know.
But I love the fact that she apologized because also
she said all she
they
was
don't
told
think they're supposed to apologize. And I'm a big person on that now as a mother myself, that it's okay to apologize to your children because again, my father dead and gone. And it's apologies I never received from my father. And I can't get him now because he gone. But I had to make peace with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So don't jump ahead. Let me get to the next question. Okay. So,
all right.
We tend to do that.
I'm about to say, damn, nigga, like...
We're going to keep flowing through everything that before we go to the next one.
You go.
All right. So, next question. What are the most important lessons you've learned about yourself after raising kids?
The most important thing that I learned about myself after raising kids is that I am a woman first.
Amen.
I'm not somebody's mother. I'm not somebody's wife. I'm not somebody's daughter. I am a woman first. Like, I am me without those titles, without all of that extra stuff. And I had to learn what it was that I actually liked. What I liked myself without worrying about, you know, Aaron has practiced this place, Brandon got to go this place, or, you know, it took a long time for me to understand that part. Yeah.
And once you had that realization, how did things change for you?
That's a chuckle. It's still changing.
Okay.
It's still evolving because I am still sort of finding myself, you know, and learning myself and finding out, like I said earlier, that I'm okay with being by myself. I don't have to be in a crowd full of people. I don't have to go to every party and be around 1,000 people and feel alone. I can be by myself and okay by myself, you know? So that is...
How did you get comfortable with that though? Being by yourself? Like it's just something that just happened.
You want to know the truth? So I read self-help books, but I look in the mirror and be like, bitch, get yourself together.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You got this shit.
Sometimes
you came out the womb by yourself. Bitch, are you crazy? You know, I point to myself. I have little chats with myself, and then I write a lot. That's good, Aaron. Thank you. I write a lot, so I write in my journals. I have calendars and everything. Thank you, and I keep track of my thoughts and I write to myself, I talk to myself, and I imagine what I need my friend to say to me. You know what I mean? Like, being single out here at 50-something is difficult. It is difficult because you think that niggas was doing shit when they was young. Imagine these old men chasing younger women. And it's like...
Shit you told me is just weird.
Mr. Sir. Like, come on. Like, I want us to...
Let's add that to the list. Mr. Sir.
Mr. Sir. Like, I want us to do things things together. I don't have to be seen all the time. I like quiet time, and I don't mind going out, but I like quiet time. I like intimate time. This is intimate to me, and I love it so much because it's just us sitting here. It is not for the fluff. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy that so much. All that other foolishness can go.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, thank you for answering that question. But you kind of started talking about, you actually segued into my next question perfectly. What are the most important lessons you learned about love?
What? Mine said, oh, shit.
Yeah, because love is relative and how it looks to you. You know what I mean? So I have not yet discovered love outside of the love that I have for my children or other people. Like, I love myself and I say I do, but I would do more for you than I would do for myself.
Really?
You know what I'm... Yes.
That's a Pisces thing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
so it's like I'm still discovering that love for myself. I just began to get big on self-care. And self-care can be whatever it looks like for you. Like, for me, it is, I don't know, watching my favorite movie and not answering my phone when it rings. You know, giving myself peace, not to look at a text message or, you know, something. But I'm still discovering love. And I do want to say, I thought that I loved my children so much, but when I had a grandchild, it is a thing that I cannot even begin to explain. It is something so great. And then being present at a birth, it is, oh my gosh, it is something that I can't even explain or describe. So that is a thing. That is another love, but it's still, I'm still working on loving myself first. Okay. So that's a bit of a task.
Okay.
So being previously, you were previously married, so you didn't feel that when you were previously married?
I most certainly did not.
Got you.
I did not. It was
and that's the thing. People fail to realize that. I've never been married, but just being around people who have been and seeing what they've went through, and then having grandparents who've been married about 60 years and stuff. But
so that was in a different era, right?
Yeah. But
and mindsets were so different.
They were different, but also I didn't learn until, I think we talked about it early last season, where I didn't know until like women couldn't have credit cards of their own until the mid-70s without either their husband signing off on it or their father signing off on it.
Didn't know that either until we talked about it.
And I didn't know that you essentially, I think you had to get permission to get divorced from somebody. Or
so it makes sense now why a lot of our grandparents stayed together as long as they did.
Yeah, and you endured,
they didn't know nothing different.
And you endured things because that's what you were supposed to do.
Like the
you know what I'm
family
saying?
down the street.
But Lord Jesus. But
bring a little nappy head to my house.
We take things so lightly. You know what I mean? Like, people don't court each other. People don't get to know each other. People don't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get to know each other. You know, we just jump into marriage because it's a popular thing. I mean, there are some people who do actually love each other, who actually like each other. You know, I do know couples who do actually like each other, but I do think that friendship is important.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's it's important. And I think that it's important for you to like the person that you're waking up to. You know, but you don't know. You got to get to know them.
I said, and I think I mentioned this in the previous episode, that during COVID, that a lot of people, they said the divorce rates went up. And I said, that's because you were stuck in the house with people and you realize you ain't like your kids, you ain't like your husband, you ain't like yourself. My God, you ain't like the dog, you ain't like the fucking house.
I'm going for
you ain't like nothing. I'm going for
don't come back.
No, B, they want to get milk and cigarettes.
All right, James Daddy.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
When did you come to the realization that you didn't feel that love in your marriage? Was it during the marriage or was it years later, looking at it in retrospect?
It was during.
I'm about to say, bro, let's talk about it.
No, it was, yeah, many times my children were. It was during, and if I'm being honest and completely candid right now, it is something that and I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but that is a regrettable thing.
Marrying him all together was a regret for you?
It was a regrettable
thing.
What
made you marry him in the first place, Mom? Like,
damn, Shauna, you going? Let me.
I'm going to tell the truth. Like, it was a lot of pressure.
Okay.
Like, it was a lot of pressure. I felt like I had 3 kids, and my family thought that I was supposed to be married. I didn't, and he just showed up, and he was just so forceful in showing up. And yes, it was ugly. He was just so forceful, and I was not strong enough to say no.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you the truth, real shit. I ain't like the fact that he would call us his sons. Like
that bothered you,
nigga.
Well, Brandon would quickly say, "You're not my father."
Yo, he picked my mother up. He picked my mother up from work and told her that I said that I'm not his son, and she was like, "Well, what you want him to call you? My lady's son?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine with me. Just don't call me your son. Like, I'm not your son."
He's not your son.
And was that simply because you just didn't view him? Because a lot of times blended families, they do end up viewing that person as their father, but y'all just didn't view him that way.
No, nigga, we did not like any of my mother's boyfriends.
Oh, one just
well,
me.
you only knew one. You only that was only one.
There was only one that there was only one that yo.
Say that name.
We would go like yo.
Don't bring the nigga up.
Just don't say that name.
No, but I'm saying it's like it was only one that yo like we would go hard for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But as far as he went, it's like we stepped like we fell back because we thought that she was happy with like where she was and she was happy with him. Like shit, we all in fucking Hawaii. Like we got robbed at the wet. Well, we didn't get robbed.
Yeah, the guy told us don't park there, but
yeah. We got played. We got played because we was the Howleys in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. But either way, but for real, it was like you kind of seen like that divide, like us watching. We saw the divide and like divide in the relationship for real. And it's like
you saw it while it was happening, or y'all talked about it and y'all came to the conclusion on your own. Me Brandon Jarrell seen shit while I was like we saw it in full color and Technicolor, full 3D. Like we watched it, but then it's like it got to the point where it's we all like, yo, this is my mother house, yo. Like my mother paid this.
Yeah.
She paid for this. At the time, I paid the cable, so it's like my nigga. So my mother taught us to, make sure all our bills is taken care of. Yeah. Before we do anything, make sure our bills taken care of. We got a phone for 30 days. We got lights for 30 days. We got cable and all that for another 30 days. So I'm getting up out the bed. Me and her getting up out the bed. 5 o'clock in the morning. She dropping me off. She going to work. This nigga still in the bed. I get off early. This nigga still in the bed. Brandon,
ice water on.
Brandon. Yo,
sorry.
At that time, Bees was a senior, and then he's leaving work. Yeah. He's leaving school, going to work. Mm-hmm. So you got everybody in this fucking house working. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Then you want to go? Oh, nigga, don't raise your voice at me.
I don't even want to talk about it because he would come home and be like, I quit today. You quit what? These bills don't quit. Like, what are you talking about? At that point, I shut down. Mm-hmm. And then the shutdown just started getting worse and worse until I was finally like, listen.
The day I broke up with Voldemort.
I didn't say that.
Voldemort.
However,
that one has a nickname. We don't say.
She who shall not be named.
She who shall not be named. They would not let me beat that girl up today.
Ma, I did it for the both of us.
Shauna.
I whooped her ass.
Shauna.
I whooped her ass.
Shauna.
I did it for the both of us.
Shauna.
The day that we broke up, I went
home, told mine what happened. Mine was laughing. She should have. That was for all of us. I whooped her ass.
It's like the day we broke up, I go in the house and she was like, I put him out. I was like, for real? She's like, you ain't noticed none of this stuff was here? I was like, I stepped out the room like, shit. All right.
Okay. Well,
but
it was on a whim. It was just like I just got tired. Like, I
know that feeling. I did the same thing.
You might not know, but so when I got married, made a promise to do everything that I could to make it work. And that's the way that I felt that I was operating. I did everything. And then it just got to the point where I'm people pleasing and you're not even noticing my pleasing. You putting down everything and not paying attention to my pleasing at all.
Right.
So it just got exhausting and I had to decide to put myself first and not worry about what anybody else was going to think. Because I was operating in what everybody else was thinking. Instead of, my children. Like, I'm putting my children through some unnecessary foolishness. We can't do this. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for nobody. So
I know that feeling.
Let's
I did that
just
with Trey
go
Father.
on and
Bye.
Bye.
Get the fuck out. Tell your mother you on your way. Bye.
But and then a nigga
took the rent money out the drawer and hit that shit.
Then a nigga called me crying.
he became friends.
Nah, he called you crying.
He did.
Oh.
No, but the thing was, it was like, like 10, like, trying to throw like longevity, like, we've been like 10 years, like 10 years, and it's like, we still family, whatever. But the day that I crashed Christine, 5:45 in the morning, on the way, like on the way to work. I called this nigga. Call me if you need me. I call him, don't answer the phone. So after that, that was it for me. Like, don't even like, don't like, don't even like, you dead to me, bro. Like,
yeah.
I as a person with a step parent, I get it. Me and my current stepfather were actually very, very, very close at one point. And then he did some fucking shit to my mama and it changed our relationship. And while we are cordial now, like, he's been allowed back at my house as of recently. Cause
I'm so surprised that happened.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed in my house. Don't talk to me, don't say nothing to me, don't look in my direction. I was pissed. And my mother was over it. I wasn't. I was still fucking mad because that's my mother and I'm her only daughter. And like I said, we cordial now, we cool. But our relationship would never, I was closest to him out of it's me and my two younger brothers that my mother had. They were still pissed off, and I was just like, well, yo, it ain't shit we can do about it. She's still with him. Decision. It's going to be what it's going to be. But I made it very clear because it stressed me out so bad the first time it happened. When next time something happened, don't call me. Leave me. Don't call me. Don't call me. Listen, I didn't work through this shit in therapy. Don't call me. Mrs. Howard didn't help me through this because, baby.
Shout out to Mrs. Howard.
I had a hootie hoo text message going out. Listen, we might need to make a ride up to Philly, y'all, because he got me fucked up. But yeah, I totally get it. Like I said, we cordial now. We cool. We could be in the same room. Like I said, he's been allowed back in my house and all that stuff as of recently. But it took a while to get to that point because this situation about a year or two ago. And but our relationship is not what it once was. So he used to call me about stuff before my mother would call me, but now I'm like, don't ring my phone. There's nothing wrong with my mama. Don't call me.
And sometimes those changes and those boundaries are necessary.
Yeah, I had
keep
to.
the peace or the situation take control.
Boundaries is something I'm still working on, but I have learned over the last few years I've been my therapist for like 5 years.
Hey, Mrs. Howard.
And she has really helped me set boundaries because I used to let people overstep real bad.
It's a practice though, and even when people do overstep, you okay with it without being angry. Okay, I see you, and you go on your way because the energy that it takes to cuss somebody out, beat somebody out, you could be doing something else with that. You can be doing something else with that. That's where I'm at this point. I don't feel like cussing nobody out. Not that I can't. And I think that people think that I won't because I wear glasses or something. I don't know what they think. They think that I don't cuss or you know what I mean? Because I don't carry myself like I'm going to beat the door. No, when I'm ready to cuss, I'm going to cuss you good. And you're not going to misconstrue anything that's coming out of my mouth. You're going to understand everything.
Everything that I'm saying to you.
So, as
I tear you down verbally with every syllable, you will understand what I'm saying.
I got to put my hands on you because once I'm finished with you, you're going to be like,
you're going to sit your own fucking
I just blink and look at people like they're stupid. That tends to get the message across. Like,
so that's the point that I'm at now. Like,
right.
But no, but to
we finished?
To bring it back though, it's like as as a young man, like, you know, being like my mother, like, I don't want to say like she trained us, but like what she taught us, like we should do and how we should be is to watch an older man. And it's like, yo, when you came in like 5 years ago, you was big shit. You feel me? But then it's like, yo, you lost that one job, and then it's like
people get comfortable.
You couldn't get a job.
Absolutely.
You couldn't get a job after that. And then it's like, yo, all right, all right, you home for a couple. Like that's why California was fucking with me when I moved to California, and I could not get a job. And it's like not that I'm out of work for probably like a month, month tops.
But when we were working all our lives, that's a lot to us.
Yeah.
No,
I had a job since I was 14.
But I just kept saying, when we were in California, it was like, just be patient. We only going to be here for 6 more months. Like, just hang in there. We only going to be here for 6 more months. Like, but
for me to have the work ethic like I do, it's like, and me and Keita made $100 a week work, right? Mm-hmm. But on top of that, but then it's like, yo, it's like other shit. Like, yo, we see something, and it's like, yo, I can't get that. Like, yo, that shit was fucking with me because like I can't get it. I can't get it. Like, I can't get it for like I can't get that. She want that. I can't get that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and so like I was telling her, like, you know, me and her going back and forth, and she like, I need to find something too. And it's like, yo, I was like, yo, we got it. But where we were, I would say we were, like I said, if I was black, I felt like I had to be gay. To work out there, no offense.
Why
but
am I in it?
Check me out. So it's like, no, because it's like, it's less threatening. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it was like, other place, but you would have to travel to go to the other place. Like the mall wasn't that far, but it was a different,
I mean, it was a different thing than it was when we were in Georgia.
Yeah, because everybody was black in Georgia. Or Mexican.
I mean, no, but it got to the point. No, I mean, it got to the point where as though at one point, like, yo, I could walk to work, like. I think when my Lincoln went up, like the one point I had walk.
Aaron will walk to Egypt.
He will.
Well, we know.
Son, I walked 12 miles.
How the fuck you get over there, Aaron?
Aaron will walk to Jerusalem.
Headphones on, you see him bopping down the street.
He will walk to Jerusalem.
Yo, Chipotle, like the Chipotle that I worked at to my house.
Yeah,
12 miles
one way.
Yeah. 12 miles. 12 miles up, 12 miles back.
I don't even walk 12 steps. Listen, that's why my back big now.
But that was just the drive that was just the drive I inherited. Like, for me, it's like, yo, I'm gonna get to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get to work. God damn it! Like, listen, I got bills. I got bills. I got a wife. I got a goddamn dog that eats real food. Right. Like.
Y'all dog bougie. Chase gonna eat this Rachel Ray and shut the fuck up.
All right, next question. Mm-hmm. What is the funniest story you have from being a parent?
I bet you involved this nigga right here.
Nope.
I guarantee
Not
it.
me.
What is the funniest story? Oh my gosh, I have so many little funny stories.
It's either him or Gerard.
Yep.
Gerard.
Because Gerard funny as shit.
Yeah, I don't know that it's funny, so... I don't know that I would think of anything as funny. So one time we were in the car with my grandmother, and Gerard wanted to know where babies come from. So he was like 3. So he says, "Do babies come out the same place where you pee and you poop?" I said, "Yes." Yeah, like somewhere down there. Yeah. He said, "Did you pee on me when I was he said, "Did you pee on me when I was born?" I said, "To be honest, I don't know, because there was a whole lot of stuff happening down there at one time, so I don't really know." Right. I said, "What are you crying for?" He said, "I don't want nobody to pee on my baby."
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, so that's probably, I don't know. I probably got 1,000 stories
Gerard.
with him. That's my guy.
Shit fell on Gerard. A lot of stuff fell on Gerard. He tried to climb out the crib. My dresser fell on him, and he's sitting under the shit like,
help me. Help me. The TV fell on him. Help me. Yeah. Gerard could talk when he was 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Him staying there.
Help. Yeah. He could talk when he was 9 months. He would say, shut up, get off, I'ma tell. Leave me alone. Like, he could talk at 9 months.
I'm gonna tell.
He could remember if he met someone one time, he could remember them the next time and every time after that. And if you had a long name, he would take his time and say your name, like Shauna. And every time he would see you, Shauna. Yeah, he was something.
He a little genius, baby.
Yeah, he was
Gerard
something.
taught himself how to ride a two-wheeler.
He sure did at 3. Yep.
Wow.
Took the training wheels off
himself.
Yep.
No, for real. Like,
where my tools go?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I don't know how he got them off, but he got them training wheels off.
We was living in the Uplands projects. Gerard rolled around the window.
Projects. That was such a rough time. That was a hard time.
It's all good now.
Yeah, thank God. They should have tore it down.
Building them houses up there now.
They haven't built all of them yet.
Yeah,
they just started on the other side.
Way our building was. It's still all field.
Yeah, they should have tore it down, but that was a very, very hard time. That was like one of the times that I felt most alone, like with no family, no support, no nothing. That was a really, really hard time, but we got out of there.
Yep.
And it got better.
Yep, that's the important part.
Thank goodness.
So next question. Yes. What's one of the more proud moments you can remember as a parent?
Oh my goodness. My most proud moment is all of my children graduating from high school. Yep. They did that on their own. It could have been work ethic that was instilled in them or whatever the case may be.
Forrest Chumbleby walking 12 miles to work.
Well, hey, listen. Yes, they graduated from high school.
The lady, bro.
Wait a minute, bitch. Hold up. Forrest Chump, bitch.
Love you, brother.
I'll show you this box of chocolates.
Now I'll show you a box of chocolates,
oh,
bitch.
Chumpness.
Y'all stupid.
But they all graduated from high school. I did not. I mean, I helped as much as I could, but that was all them. And I'm very proud that everybody came out when they were supposed to.
Right.
Not there's anything wrong if someone is delayed or whatever the case may be. But they did that. They did that on their own. Everybody's got their own jobs. They're living their own lives, as best they can. So I'm very proud of that.
Good. Hey, y'all. It's Brandon. I'm cutting in here to wrap the episode a little bit early. This recording session went on a bit long, so we're going to split this into 2 parts. If you have any questions for us, feel free to shoot them to us at askwandapod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. I'm going to try to get on Shauna to check in more than once a quarter, but I won't make no promises. As always, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at WandaPod_, and on Facebook and YouTube at Wine and Audacity, the podcast, ampersand, as Aaron would say. With that being said, we thank y'all, we love y'all, and we will be back next week with the conclusion of this 2-part episode. Bye, y'all.